On tonight's North Fulton Prep Rally, the crowd is pumped as two of the top teams in the area face off in a Region 6 showdown. Top-ranked Milton paid a visit to Northview looking to continue their unbeaten region run, while the Titans hope to send their fans home smiling. On the girls' side, every win in Region 6 is important, but could Northview defend their home court against a red-hot Milton squad? In AAA, the North Springs boys defeated St. Pius at home earlier this season, but would face a whole new challenge on the road in the Lions' Den. It's no longer a secret. North Fulton Prep Rally is the #1 place to get your high school hoops fix. So call your friends and let them know that NFPR is on right now.
Comcast presents your source for North Fulton High School sports. This is North Fulton Prep Rally.
Hello and welcome to another edition of North Fulton Prep Rally, your weekly high school sports program featuring the very best North Fulton High School action. I'm Chase Watson, joined by Nathan Shutter, year-round on Comcast Channel 25. Catch us here weeknights at 6, 8, and 10. And Nathan, the regular season region title races are coming to a close as we get to our keys to the weekend, with the Eagles beginning to pull away.
And Milton takes care of Northview 84-48, and Centennial as well last week. The Region 6 title is theirs for the taking, and they're running away with it.
And the rest of Region 6 is playing for second.
Yeah, on the girls' side, the Alpharetta squad now has a 4-game lead with 4 left to play on the schedule. Only 2 games separate second place Roswell and last place West Forsyth, so a lot to play for there.
And Byerly's going back home.
Yeah, Chattahoochee's record-setting quarterback is leaving Middle Tennessee State after 1 semester, heading to the Flats to be a preferred walk-on at Georgia Tech. He'll be a great fit for that offense. I thought he should have been offered right out of high school, but hey, he's there now.
Yeah, I guess so. We'll see what happens with it. Let's get to the highlights and a battle between the two top teams in Region 6. Northview looking to pull an upset against #1 ranked Milton. Things got off to a good start for the home team. Evan Jacks drives, kicks it out to a wide open Austin Rose, and he buries the triple to put Northview up by 2. Back come the Eagles. Charles Mann pulls up at the elbow and calmly sinks the jumper to give Milton a 7-5 lead.
Nice stroke there from Mr. Mann. Then more from the Eagles. Evan Nolte to Mo Lewis on the baseline. He hits nothing but nylon. Milton up 20-15 through 1 quarter of action.
Northview would hang tough though. In the second, Jacks taking on the Milton defense all by himself and finishing with a pretty finger roll to tie the game at 24. Milton would have an answer though. Tevin Glass knocks the ball free. Evan Nolte scoops it up and in for the bucket and the foul. Eagles go to the breakup 33-28.
Eagles will step their game up in the second. Mann leading the break and dishes to Nolte for the easy layup, and Milton takes a 42-28 lead.
Titans are trying to hang tough. Jacks down low to Kyle Meyer, and he fights through 3 defenders for the basket, but Northview still trails by 14. Milton would not be hospitable guests as they continue to pour it on. Mann leading the break once again. This time he finds Jalen Patterson all alone, and he sinks the tray. Eagles up 47-30. Then
it's Mann taking it to the rack. The layup is going to be no good, but Tevin Glass is there for the follow flush. Milton in control up 60-37, heading to the final frame.
And they will continue to roll in the fourth. Charles Mann will drive his way towards the hoop, kick it out to a wide open Evan Nolte for 3, and Milton stays unbeaten in region play with an 84-48 road win over Northview. Nathan, this game really was a tale of 2 halves. What happened in the second?
Well, I asked Coach Boyd that same question. He said that he threatened them with practice after the game if they didn't start playing harder and taking care of the ball. I say his players responded very well. They did a much better job in the second half, not turning the ball over there, knocking down shots, got a lot of baskets in transition. And they did this all without Shaquille Johnson, who did not play in this game. He was ejected in the Roswell game for a flagrant elbow. He missed this game. He will be back. He has been back since then. So they got this done without one of their better players. This team is very tough. They're going to be a force on the state playoffs.
That threat of practice will do it about every time.
Oh, yeah, I would say so.
Back to the highlights, and while the Alpharetta Lady Raiders have pulled away from the rest of the region, seeding becomes very important for the rest of the teams, including Northview and Milton. The Lady Eagles trying to make it 4 straight wins. Milton with some strong defense early on. Dana Hargrove knocks the ball free. Erin Brundage scoops it up, heads the other way. She goes the distance for the easy deuce. Lady Eagles up 11-4. Second quarter and more from Milton. Grace Farnsworth gets by the defender and finishes with a nice finger roll to put the Lady Eagles up 15-6.
Northview chipping away at the lead. Connie Estevez drives in the lane and somehow gets the shot to fall despite being fouled. The lead is cut to 7.
Milton will finish the half very strong. Hargrove to Summer Smith on the baseline. She'll hit the turnaround jumper, and the Lady Eagles take a 21-10 advantage to the locker room. The Lady Titans would come out strong in the second. Meredith Tarver down low to Tolu Aremu. She banks in the shot to cut the lead to 9.
Then off the break, some nice passing by the Lady Titans. Find a wide open Alexis Cascanis, and she knocks down the baseline jumper. Northview still trails 24-16.
Milton now on the break. Farnsworth to Brundage. Her shot is no good, but Farnsworth is there for the board. And the stick back. Lady Eagles up 29-19, heading to the fourth. Northview would make it interesting in the final frame. Tolu Aremu misses the first shot. Tarver can't get the follow, but the third time was the charm plus the foul. Lady Titans would get within 4 points.
But Milton would hit another gear down the stretch. Summer Smith comes up with the loose ball and fires up court to Erin Brundage. She'll finish with the hoop and the harm as Milton wins an important region game 42-33 over Northview.
Now Milton is currently tied for second place. Do you think that's going to last though?
Well, it's going to be tough. It's going to be a battle here the rest of the season. I think they missed a golden opportunity by losing to Centennial this past Friday night. Centennial had come into the game with 4 straight losses. Milton had been on fire winning 4 straight, so not sure what went down there, but that was an important game. That brought them level back with Roswell. Roswell and Milton face off in the final regular season game of the season. I think it's all going to come down to that matchup. Whoever wins that one, I think, grabs that number 2 seed.
You can't ask for more drama than it coming down to the last game.
We're going to have plenty of drama.
More highlights as we check in on AAA action featuring the North Springs Spartans on the road at St. Pius for an important Region 5 matchup. Spartans will get off to a good start. Keatlin Reynolds to John White. He looks to pass, but instead fires a tray over his defender to give North Springs a 3-point lead. The home team would respond in a big way. The cross-court pass to Colin McKay. He drops it off to a wide-open Will Horton, who drains the corner 3. Golden lines up 15-8.
Second quarter, Spartans will battle back in the closing minutes. DeAndre Moore Jackson ahead to Samuel Cole. He drives baseline, lays it in to cut the lead to 6.
Then it's Cole leading the Spartan break. His shot is no good, but the ball is tipped out to Moore Jackson. He lets one fly from the parking lot to give North Springs a 22-20 halftime lead. In the third quarter, the Spartans looking to build on the lead. DeQuayne Watts lays it in on the break and draws the foul to put the visitors up 28-20.
Then it's Cole driving to the hoop on the baseline. His shot is partially blocked, but Micah Smith is there for the board and put back. North Springs up by 10.
In the fourth quarter now, Keatlin Reynolds bringing it up court. He accelerates all the way to the rack for the hoop and the harm. Spartans now up 37-31. But St. Pius will respond with a 7-0 run of their own. On the inbounds pass, Daniel Crochet lays it in and draws the foul to put the Golden Lions up 38-37.
Back come North Springs with some good ball movement. Samuel Cole dumps it off to Micah Smith. He draws the foul and gets the friendly roll. Spartans back on top 40-38.
And they're going to close things out down the stretch. Cole drives baseline, hits the teardrop runner as North Springs picks up an important region win over St. Pius by a final of 44-38. So the first half of this game's scoring was a little difficult to come by. What adjustments were made for the second half?
Well, I think the Spartans were kind of settling for jump shots early on in the game. St. Pius playing a zone. They were trying to shoot over. They have some good three-point shooters like John White, but the threes weren't falling early on in the first half, so they kind of fell behind. They were allowing transition baskets for St. Pius, which made it easy for them. Once they kind of started attacking the zone, getting layups, going to the rack, either getting fouled or scoring buckets, they were able to kind of chip away at the lead, take the lead, and then force St. Pius to get into more of a half-court game, which I think played right into North Springs' hands, really helped them out and kind of able to keep them from scoring there in the second half.
Clamping down on the defense.
That's right.
Time now to recap the other hoops action from around North Fulton, and we start with the Alpharetta Lady Raiders.
Big week for the Lady Raiders. Defeated Centennial 61-38 and Berkmar 63-21. They have now won 9 straight games. They are 17-3 overall, 8-0 in the region. With just 4 region games remaining, they've pretty much sealed up that #1 seed for the region tournament just with 4 games to go. So pretty impressive effort from the Alpharetta girls so far this season.
And how about the gentlemen from Centennial?
They got a big win against Alpharetta, winning 61-59. Followed that up with a loss to Milton, 93-61, and then a kind of a surprising loss to Blessed Trinity, 57-52. 4 region games left, 3 are at home, so that's good for them. 5-3 in the region right now. Currently 3rd in the Region 6 standings. They definitely need to finish strong to kind of capture that #3 or #2 seeding.
And what about the Chattahoochee boys?
They defeat Forsyth Central 52-43, South Forsyth 52-46, but the big one, they lose to Woodland 66-51, the first region loss of the season. They're now tied with Woodland for that top spot in the region. Hooch in the season with 3 tough games. Blossom game should be back for the final 2. It's still going to be a tough run.
The North Springs girls?
They defeat Washington 50-12, lost to St. Pius 63-22, and then bounce back for a win over Clarkston 57-34. They are tied for 4th in the sub-region right now. 3-5 is their region record, but they have won 4 of their last 6 games, so maybe starting to heat up here now as we finish up the season.
And finally, the Roswell men.
Some big wins for Roswell: defeat West Forsyth 48-45 in overtime, and North Forsyth 64-38. Sean Brennan scored a game-high 20 versus West Forsyth. Taylor Burchett's three-pointer under a minute to play was the difference in that West Forsyth game. They are 12-10 overall, 5-4 in the region. They're definitely making a push up the Region 6 standings. It's going to be a battle over these next couple games.
Now, getting back to Chattahoochee for a second, what do you think the odds are that they take home the Region 7 regular season title?
I think it's going to be really tough right now. They're currently tied with Woodland at the top, but each team has 1 loss. Unfortunately, they lose the tiebreaker to Woodland. They only played 1 time this year. Woodland, of course, gets the win. They have 1 more game without Jerome Blossomgame in the lineup. It's against Lambert, a very tough team that actually gave Woodland their only loss of the season, and then finished with 2 more tough opponents. It's going to be tough to go 3-0 and need a little help, need somebody to knock off Woodland. I don't see that part happening. I see Chattahoochee could go 3-0, but I don't see Woodland losing, so they're probably going to be number 2 seed for that region tournament.
It's going to be a big deal for them to get Blossomgame back for sure.
Absolutely.
All right, that'll do it for this week. Catch us back here on Comcast Channel 25 next week for game highlights and features. And be sure to like North Fulton Prep Rally on Facebook and follow us on Twitter to see what's happening on the show. For Nathan Shutter, I'm Chase Watson. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you under the lights.
Grab some wood there, bub.